Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and Drew Nation. Let's get right into it. Chosen one. It's okay to hurt their feelings because they low-key really don't care about you, only what they can benefit. When you are being overly good to people, you have to be careful who you are sharing when you're a good person, and you might be a really good person. You have to be careful who you are good to, because there are people who will take advantage of that, and they will use your good nature against you, because some people have ill intentions towards people who care about others. So if you're the type of person that you have a heart, or you don't want to see people in a bad situation, or you just care about people, you got to be careful with that. It's a superpower, and it's also something that could possibly stand the chance of being negative to you as well, because people prey on people like that. You think you can just go out into the world and just be who you are, and you can, but you have to put some parameters around it. You got to put some boundaries on it. You gotta be careful with that, because it's something that you have to take care of and use wisely, because if not, people will prey on you. People will see you as a target, all right, especially if you already are one, and they will take advantage of the fact and see you as a kind of free lunch situation. So you have to be wise, and you have to start to develop some callousness about yourself, and you have to be careful about who you are being a good person too, because there are people who will see that you're a good person and they will have a field day with that. All right, there are people who just have no limits, and there are people who have no boundaries when it comes to using others. So what they'll do is they'll basically do whatever they have to do to get in your corner and to get in your good graces, just so they could take advantage of you and milk you bone dry. All right, so you have to be careful of that. You can't just go around being good to everyone. I know some people try to be a good person, and it's good to try to be a good person. You just have to be careful with that, because like I said, people will try to take advantage of that. All right. And you have to come to a point to where you don't care about what happens to other people. I know that sounds rough, but you have to come to a point to where you don't care about what happens to other people, and you start to care about yourself more than others. And it may sound rough, but there's nothing wrong with that. You have to be the one who puts themselves first above other people, because when people are trying to use you, that's all they're doing. They're putting themselves over you and expecting whatever they can get from you. And especially if this person is a user, if this person is a manipulator, you got to be careful, because people like to use people that are kind, that are loving, and that care about other people. They love to take advantage of people like that, because they see it as an easy opportunity to get what they want. So as hard as you have to work for things, as hard as you work for things, as hard as you go out and go do everything you got to do, you have to take into account that you work hard for your resources. You work hard for the things that you get, and you shouldn't just freely, just openly, just share them with other people. All right. You have to be careful with that. There are some people who will start to share with you and try to make it seem like things are even and everything is reciprocal. Especially got to watch out for people like that. Those people are really devious and really detrimental to a good person. All right. Somebody that cares for people. Those people are diabolical to your whole style, because there are people who will try to betray you in that manner. They'll be like, oh, okay, I see that this is an honest person. And they'll be like, I see that this is an upright person. and they'll take advantage of that. I remember one time somebody offered me to do a money pot kind of thing, and that was a red flag right there. All right, when people are trying to join money and people are trying to put money together, definitely be careful and definitely be careful of that. That's a red flag. All right. When people are saying, yeah, let's put our money together and we're not going to touch it and we'll put it up and save it. Don't ever do nothing like that. I didn't. I knew right away. I'm like, like people underestimate good people. They underestimate your intelligence because they're so corrupt and crooked and evil. So it's like they think that you're not aware of what they're up to because you're being good to them. They don't know that you can see right through them. You're just trying to give them a chance. But the thing is, when you see right through someone, trust what you see. That's your discernment. All right. That's your intuition. You're going to want to trust that. When you look at people, when you observe people, when you pay attention to people and you get like a weird vibe, you get like a vibe that this person may be shifty. All right. This person may be a shifty character. This person may be a shady character. You're not going to want to go in on anything with that person. People have moved in with people. People have gotten whole apartments. People have went in on business ventures. It's like the DJ Envy kind of thing. All right. DJ Envy and his shady real estate partner. Now they're going to court and they could possibly end up going to jail. Last time I saw something, I doubt it'll happen because he has money and he knows Charlemagne and that's his main man and all that. But if Charlemagne, better be careful. It's like, because you are who you associate yourself with. So, and I don't really think DJ Envy is a bad dude. It's just that you never know. All right. He comes off like a good dude, but still there are people who come off as good, but will still stab you in the back and betray you. So you really have to be careful when it comes to like dealing with finances, when it comes to doing business partnerships, when it comes to trusting people with your hard-earned money and resources. You have to be careful because some people, they're just all in it for the money. They don't care. All right. So you have to not care, not in the sense of being mean or ignorant or rude, even though you got every right to be and you should be when it comes to you and the things that you have and worked for and that you earned. You should be rude. You should be selfish, because unless this person shows you or unless God puts it on you to help someone, you really got to be careful who you help and who you associate with, because there are people that just, like I said, they do not care. They're all about it for themselves. They're all in it for self. They're all in it for self-gain, and they don't care about anybody else. And that's their prerogative. That's who they want to be. We can't change them, but what we can do is we can be proactive and not deal with these people in the first place, not have anything to do with them in the first place. And that's why you got to go off your intuition, and that's why you got to go off vibes so you can protect yourself, so you don't wreck yourself trying to be that good person that you are. All right. And it's a shame that you can't just go out and be a good person, because people will, like I said, people will take advantage of that. They'll see you as an easy target. And unfortunately, they think that you're not aware. But the thing is, just like they think you're not aware of them being a shady character, they're truly unaware of the fact that you're trying to just give them a chance. But that's the thing. You can't give everyone a chance. Not everyone deserves a chance. Some people just deserve nothing. Some people just deserve the cold shoulder. Some people just deserve a no. Straight out, flat out, no. So if you have to work on saying no, maybe that's something you have to work on as well. Maybe you have had your boundaries crossed. Maybe people have disrespected your boundaries. Maybe maybe you were unable to grow up with boundaries. So it may have been difficult for you to say no along the years in your early upbringing, which really didn't do you any justice to when it comes to dealing with these kinds of people. And that's why they prey on people like that, because they know that it's difficult for some people to say no. They know other people are more stern and more blunt than others, but instead of just leave these people alone, That's why people prey on people like that, because they know that they can at least try to get what they want from this person. And depending on how close they get in with them, depending on how they're able to manipulate them, depending on how smooth or charming the person comes off, if the person, unfortunately, if they fall for it, you may fall victim to one of these kinds of people that you don't need in your life, that's not supposed to be in your life. So always, before you go to help someone, always before you go in on something with somebody, that's why God says pray about everything. And that's why I always say on my channel to talk to God about everything, because he won't lead you in the wrong direction. All right. He'll show you the red flags. He'll let you know something is off with this person. He'll let you know that you're not supposed to be dealing with people like that. So that way you can save your hard-earned money. You can keep it to yourself. You can use your resources for your own benefit instead of trying to benefit someone out there that has no plan or no motive to benefit you at all. All right. These are people who will leave you hanging out to dry. All right. There's been situations to where I even one time went in on, luckily I didn't pay for it. And what I did pay for, I got my money back. But I had went in on an apartment with some people, and I ended up being left in the apartment by myself because I didn't do, it was something that they wanted me to do. They were basically trying to scam me or something, and I could see it a mile away. So I kept my money and I paid the man directly. And because I didn't give them my money, they left me in the apartment by myself. They thought I was just going to fork over the amount of money for the apartment and we were all going to live there for whatever. But no, I guess they thought they was going to live off me for free. But no, God helped me see that from a mile away. I knew it was something shady about them and the situation, but at the time I needed a place to stay, and they worked. All right, these like, yo, you like don't get caught off guard by people's appearances. These were people that worked. These were people that had cars. These were people that looked well kept, took care of themselves. All right, they tried to come off as like-minded individuals. So red flags are going to be people that are superly, highly over the top, trying to act like they're on the same page as you. All right, they may be trying to act like a super friend. It's like, why are you acting like a super friend? We don't even really know each other like that. Just keep it real. All right, and we'll go from there. But they can't keep it real because they're fake and they don't know how to keep it real. And that's going to be a sign. It's going to feel fake. It's going to not feel right. It's going to feel off. It's going to feel like something about that situation is trying to alert you and let you know why you shouldn't be doing that. So it's up to you. All right. But you still have to be careful who you choose to help, who you choose to deal with. And you have, like I said, you have to develop that callousness to where you could care less what happens to other people. And I had that callousness. Thank God. I didn't care about what happened to them. All right. Luckily, they were well kept and they looked presentable and stuff like that. I'm like, they're all right. Because if they were looking a little down and out, it might have been a potential to where I might have been like, well, you know what? I'm in that situation. I understand, like, kind of thing. So like, you have to be careful. But luckily, I already saw from a mile away. All right. And I could tell that it just wasn't going to be what I thought it was going to be. So always trust your gut. Always trust your intuition. Never do business with anyone that is so caught up on the money and trying to ask you about the money. All right, that person is trying to most likely scam you. Once they get the money, kind of thing, you'll never hear from them again. All right, so avoid people like that, and you have to not be nice. You gotta not be too nice to people. I wouldn't be nice at all because nice means dumb. So if you have been hit, unfortunately, with the nice program due to people trying to keep you in line, or due to people maybe people were just trying to raise you right and made sure you came up like a good person, but still, like, people know that being too nice is a detriment. All right. Some people will try to make you be a nice person, or try to hit you with the nice program so you're easily controllable, totally disregarding how that's going to affect you in life. All right, some people, all they care about is how they control you, not how you're going to be able to move through life. So if it's easy for somebody to control you, they're going to basically have you be in a way that's best for them to get what they want from you. And that's why you have to not care. That's why you have to start to become a little tougher, a little harder. All right. And when it comes to dealing with people, can't just let people in. Can't just welcome people in. You have to see your life like a house. You got to see your life like a home, like a room, like a building. You have to look at your life like God's house. God just doesn't let anybody in his house. All right. God's just not going to let any random Joe Blow in his house. And you shouldn't just let any random Joe Blow in your life. You should do like screenings and definitely read people. All right. A lot of people that can read people, they get gaslit. They're told that they're too sensitive. They're told that they're crazy. They're told that they're paranoid, all because you can see through people. But those are your gifts. Those are your gifts for you to be able to see through people and to be able to tell that so-and-so ain't no good. That person ain't no good. And the reason why they're trying to say is something wrong with you is so that they could try to get what they want from you and try to manipulate you. Because if you were to trust your instincts, you'd be right. Because it is something wrong with that person. It is something off with this person. This person is a user and they're trying to get over on you and they're trying to get what they want from you. And they low key don't even care about you. So get rid of the guilt. I know you may feel guilty. Well, I don't want to do a person bad, or I don't want to do a person any harm. You are going to have to let go of guilt. All right. You're going to have to figure out how to not be a nice person. And you're going to have to figure out how not to feel guilty about the people that you cut off, people that you let go, people that you choose not to deal with. It's because that, imagine if you were trying to get something from somebody and you needed it and you didn't care about them. You'd have to act like you cared about them. You'd have to basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically act like you were on the same page with them. All right. It'd just be one big act. All right. So you have to be careful about people who are overly polite, people who are overly nice. It's no reason to be that polite or nice. They're fake. They're not real. They have to do this to put on an act. They do this to fool people, to try to get them to do what they want. That's their game. That's their manipulation tactic. This is how they get in good with people. And this is how they get into people's lives who they have no business being in. It's like they're chameleons. They got to put on, and I mean, I know everybody's a chameleon. You got to act a certain way at your job. You got to be a certain way in certain organizations. But that's why I advocate on developing your own thing, having your own business, being your own man or woman. So that way you don't have to put on an act. And you don't have to try to put on a show just to keep a job or just to have people like you. Because if people can't like you for who you are, that's a toxic situation. If people can't like you for the person that you are, that's not a good situation for you to be in, because you're not able to be your true, authentic self. And you'll end up trying to people please. You'll end up trying to do things to appease other people and make them feel good and disregard yourself. And that's why you have to put yourself first. You got to put yourself before anybody and everybody, because people will try to use you. People will try to take advantage of you, all so they could benefit off of you. And they don't even care about you. So you should have no guilt for people like that. If somebody is coming off in a shady way, in a shifty way, there's nothing to feel guilty about. I know you're a good person. I know you care about people. I know you care about people's well-being. I know you may even worry about what happens to people. You want the same for everybody that you want for yourself. It's like you want the best for yourself. You want the best for everybody. But you have that's a very powerful, strong energy that you have to keep to yourself and save it for yourself. All right, especially if you're working on yourself, especially if you're trying to rise up and raise up and come up in this world, because if not, you could end up staying stuck. And you don't want to be stuck. You want to advance. And that's why they say nice people finish last, because they put other people first. The nice person is always putting somebody before themselves. You have to put yourself first and not care about what happens to other people. And as rough as that is, that's just the way of the world. There's a God out there. If they need to do some praying if their situation ain't working out. There's a God out there. They need to do some soul searching. They need to ask God for a miracle. They need to ask God to come into their life and guide them in the right direction, just like you did. So when people are out there and they're looking to take advantage of others, you have to avoid people like that, because those people, they don't care about nobody. They're ruthless. So you have to keep that same energy, and you have to match that energy. You don't got to turn into no horrible person. You don't have to turn into a bad person like them. You don't have to be mean or rude or evil like them just to protect yourself. But what you do have to do is, when it comes to protecting yourself, you may have to be a little evil about that, in the sense of you can't take no shorts when it comes to you and yours. You got to put yourself first before everybody. Put yourself first before everyone and everything, because that's the only way that you can come out on top. Because you got to think about it. If you're really not in a position to help yourself, or if you're just getting by helping yourself, or if you just got yourself into a comfortable position and now everybody's flocking to you, hey, everybody's trying to come to you. Everybody's trying to get something from you, get some help from you. You got to fall back from that. And just like you help yourself, they can help themselves. Just like you did for yourself, they got to go do something, go create something for themselves. Some people will see you as a target and be like, I can use this person. Don't let them do it. All right. So if people are calling you mean, so be it. If people are saying, oh, you ain't the same person no more, you changed, so be it. You have to put yourself first, so that way you can continue to be a healthy minded person. That way you could continue to have a toxic free life, because it's all about having as much positive energy as you can. It's not always positive. Obviously, you're going to have good days and there's going to be bad days. But if you have the wrong people in your life, they could attack those good days. If you have the wrong people in your life, those bad days can go from bad to worse real quick. All right. There's nothing like having a bad day and knowing that you helped the wrong person, or knowing that somebody took advantage of you and now things aren't going well for you because you wanted to help someone. You will get refilled. Whatever you lost will come back. Whatever you help them with, the universe, God will bless you with everything that you need plus some. But still, you don't want to be a fool. All right. You don't want to be a fool. You don't want to be a fool in the sense of putting other people before yourself. You want to put yourself first, regardless of other people. I don't care if their whole world is coming to an end. Why do they have to call you? Why are they contacting you? Why are they trying to bring that your way? Why is this person trying to be a part of what you have going on? You got to cancel some people. You got to cancel some people so that way you can advance yourself. Some people deserve to be canceled. All right. Take out a good heap and whop of cancel and cancel that person. All right. Get these people out your life for good, because when people don't mean you any well, they gotta go. You don't keep people around in your life that don't mean you any well. And I know this isn't something that you don't already know, but being a good person, you got to be careful, because people will, they prey on us. They think that they could just come into your life, easily take advantage of you, and take you for everything that you got. All right. And they will try to act like things aren't working out for them. And they may try to act like, this, that, and the other. Can't you see where I'm coming from? That kind of thing. You could listen to them. You could hear them out, as long as it's not draining, as long as it's not taking your energy. But you ain't got nothing for them except some positive advice. And that's another sign. When the person isn't willing to take your advice, like if you're trying to tell them, hey, apply here, go get a job here, go here, do this, do that. If they're not trying to hear the the things that you're trying to tell them to help them, and all they're focused on is what they can get from you immediately, that's a surefire sign that you've done all you can for that person. You've helped them all you can. All right. So if they're not your homie like that, if you don't know me like that, then it is what it is. No randoms. All right. Even if it's people that are already in your life still. All right. And sometimes the people that are closest to you will do the most to you. And it's hard, even harder when you know the people, because it's like, dang, man, I know him. I grew up with this person. I've known this person my whole life. I've always seen this person. I know this person. I always seen this person in the neighborhood. I always seen this person in where we lived at. We grew up together. Blase, blase. Focus on yourself. Everybody got the same opportunity that you have. Everybody can go do something for themselves just like you did. So I know you may have a soft spot for people. I know you may care about people. All right. But if that person cares about you back, and if that person cares about themselves, but most importantly, if that person cares about you back like you care about them, they're going to want to hear what you have to say, and they're going to want to take your advice, especially if they're coming and asking you for help. It's something that they see in it. If they were coming to ask you for help and they really needed it, and it was a good person, they would know that your advice would help them just as much as whatever they can get from you immediately, because they see where you've taken your life or what you're doing or the little advancement that you made. They see it. All right. If they know you like that, they've most likely watched you come up. And if they were doing the same thing while you were struggling, while you were working hard, while you didn't have any help and you were trying to figure things out, if they didn't see that and were motivated by that and were captivated by that, and they're still in the same situation, that's a sign that that person is no good for you and what you're trying to do. Because people like that, they'll hold you back and they'll bring you down. All right. And whether they know it or not, whether they're conscious of it or not, if you continue to help them and deal with them, everybody's going to be stuck. So it's like, what good does that do you? You got to care about yourself more than you care about anybody, especially when it comes to getting your life together. All right. I know everybody is trying to do their thing. I know everybody it has a different situation than other people. Some people are going through it. Some people got things going on. I understand all that. All right. But you have to make sure that you aren't dealing with people who are trying to take advantage of you. You got to hurt some feelings, and you have to be mentally prepared to hurt some feelings. Not to say you're intentionally going out and trying to hurt people, but if people get butthurt, if people get upset, if people get angry, if they try to complain, most likely when people get angry and mad, it's only because they're not getting what they want from you, and they're really trying to get you to give them whatever it is they want. So be careful with people like that. When a person that actually cares about you and cares about themselves will be understanding. Like, okay, I came to this person for help. They couldn't help me immediately, or they couldn't help me the way I wanted. But they didn't totally disregard me. They actually took the time to talk to me. They told me some things that could help. They did the best they could. So if a person can accept that, like, okay, this person did the best they could, they just leave it alone and leave it at that, good. But still, always keep your eye open. Always be wareful, and always be wareful, and always be careful, because there are people who will try to play off your good heart. All right, they'll try to play on your heartstrings. They'll try to give you their sob story. Oh, I got this going on, and that go. Yo, is this person helping themselves? What can you do for them that they can't do for themselves? At some point, we all got to help ourselves. Everybody got to go do something for themselves. And if you're getting weird, shady vibes from this person, it's most likely because this person sees you as a target, and they're only trying to benefit off of you, and they're really not trying to build with you. So you got to be careful. Some people are trying to build with you. Some people are trying to benefit off you. Somebody's trying to build with you. That means it's going to be reciprocal. It's like you do a little bit, they do a little bit. You're both going in on it. Everybody's putting in the same amount of energy, time, and effort. All right. So that's the only time you should feel comfortable really doing anything with anybody, financially, business-wise, or health-wise. Because if not, people may try to take advantage of you, and you don't want that. All right, so thank you for watching this video. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace, love, and light. We out.